Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's me, Blessing, and if you are joining us for the first time, please, you're welcome. Kindly hit on the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so that whenever I upload a video, you'll be notified. In today's tutorial, we'll be learning how to sew this beautiful gown you see me wearing, a corset yoke with basque waistline. So guys, in my previous class, I posted where I draft this pattern. If you have not watched that, I will just drop the link on the description box so that you just go there and watch it so that you will not be confused. Okay, so guys, if this sound like what you want to watch or what you want to learn, definitely keep on watching. Just sit down and watch to the end. All right guys, let's go. Let's get into today's tutorial. Alright guys, like I said, I've drafted this pattern before and is on my channel here. So here I've transferred my pattern paper to my fabric. You can see that I added half an inch to that area, and that is the cup part. This is the body. Like I said in my previous class that this part is just once instead of two parts. Okay, and I went ahead to add my seam allowance to it. You can see that, and I add half inch to the bust area. You can see the 2 inches I added to the sewing allowance, and for the down part I added half an inch to join to the bottom part. You can see that I added half an inch to it. Okay, so let's just put this one aside. This is the back part, and like I said in my previous video, I didn't add that for this particular one. I just went ahead to cut it like so, and I added my seam allowance as well. I also went ahead to cut out wording for my cup. This is a wording. I cut out wording for my cup. Okay, so guys, that is it. Now the next thing I will be doing here, I will just go to my ironing table, and this is hair stain. I will just iron this hair stain to this my fabric. Okay, I will just go ahead to do that now. So guys, like I said, I've done that. You can see I went ahead to cut out my lining as well. You can see the front part, just one piece instead of two pieces. So I've went ahead to iron my estate to it. This is the cup area. I've also went ahead to iron my estate to it as well. So this is the back as well. You can see the estate on it as well. I've ironed estate to all of this very part here. So guys, the next thing I will be doing here is that for the cup, I will just, this is the label, so that whenever you want to join your cup, make sure you add your pattern so that you will not be confused of what you are doing. So now this area that you can see the arrow that will direct me, so I will just pick one of the side and the other side of the cup like so. Then I will join it together like this. Then I will first of all pin it. I'll first of all pin it first before I will sew it. So guys, after pinning it, I will have something like this. So I will just take it to my machine now and just run a stitch on the part that I pinned. Okay, I will follow the pin. I will sew it half an inch. Okay, so guys, I've sewed it like I said. I will just go ahead to notch this part here so that when I turn it, it will relax well. Okay, so guys, after notching, I just went ahead to iron it open like so. You can see the cup. I open it up. As you can see, I open it up and ironed it very well. So guys, let's just keep this one aside first. So guys, I will just bring the middle part like this. So I will just create where I will put my bony casing. So now I will bring out my ruler like so, with my chalk. Okay, then after bringing it, I will rule a line the middle. I will first of all I'll make sure I find the midpoint from this middle part here, the midpoint. Okay, so after ruling it like this, I will just rule it straight like this. Then for this very part, you can slant it anyhow you want it. You can slant it. So I just slanted mine like this. I just, from the bust area, I just slant it like this. When you are slanting it, make sure the two parts are equal. You make sure you measure it, because mine, I just use my eye gauge, okay? But when you are doing yours, always measure so that one side will not be wider than the other side, okay? Make sure you measure what you are doing, okay? So that one side will not be wider than the other side, just the way you see me doing now. So I will just measure it like so. Then I will rule it. And that part, the ruling part, is where I will insert my bunny casing, okay? This is how it looks like. So guys, I will just go and bring out my strip for the casing, okay? So guys, here is the strip. Like I said, here is the strip. I use the fabric to make the strip. So guys, I will just place it like on top of the lines like so. I ironed it too. I fold it and I iron the strip. I fold it and ironed it according to as in, let the strip be wider enough to accommodate your bunny, okay? So I will just take it to my sewing machine now and sew it, okay? I will just sew it accordingly to the lines. So guys, I've sewed it. You can see how it looks like when I've sewed it. So guys, now I will just insert my bunny on this area. I will just insert it. So mind you, don't, for the down part, I will cut about half an inch. I will not extend the bunny to the down, to, as in, I will not finish it up. I will, for the up, I will leave like half an inch. For the down part, I will leave like half an inch as well, so that I can able to sew, join it to the down parts, okay? I don't know if you understand. Guys, don't mind this part here. NEPA just took light, that is why this part is that dark. So just bear with me, okay? All right, guys. So guys, after inserting my bunny, I just went ahead to iron it very well, so that it will, to avoid bending or punching, so that it will look very straight and neat, okay? Just go ahead to iron yours like so. So guys, this is my wording. Like I don't have stitching a zigzag machine, so I just went ahead to sew it like that. But if you don't have zigzag mesh, you can still use your hand needle. But to save time, that is why I just sew it with my sewing machine. But the best way is for you to use a zigzag machine to hold these two together, or your hand needle, okay? So after that, I just went ahead to place these two together. I placed the shiny part of the wording to the wrong side of the make fabric, okay? And I will just take it to my ironing table and press it with hot iron, so that the two can hold together, okay? So guys, this is how it looks like when after pressing with iron. You can see the other cup. You can see how neat it is. So the next thing is I will do here is to insert my cup to the bodice. So guys, you will insert this part very well. Take note that in my previous class I said one side of the cup is bigger than the other side, simply because our bust normally fuller at the side. So guys, when you want to fix it, just check the cup very well. The smaller part, that is where you will fix at the center front, while the wider part you fit at the side, okay? So guys, I've joined my cup to the bodies, and I to stitched the side, the down part. I to stitched it. So now I will just go ahead to insert my yoke to the cup, to the upper part, okay? Before then, I will first of all pin it before I will take it to my sewing machine and sew it. So guys, after pinning the nets to the fabric, I will just bring out my lining like so. I've also sewed it just the way I sewed the main fabric. This is how it looks like. You can see the cup is well placed. You can see how it is. So I will just place the lining on top of the yoke. So the yoke will be in between the main fabric and the lining. So I will just take it to my sewing machine now, and I will sew it accordingly. Okay, I will just sew it. So guys, I've sewed it. This is how it looks like. You can see this is how it looks like. So I will just go ahead to remove all the pins that I used to pin the yoke together with the main fabric. We just go ahead to remove all the pins. So after that, I will just go ahead to notch the cup area. I will notch it very well. After notching, this is how it looks like, and you can see how it looks like. You can see the inside, and the other cup is well placed. So guys, the next thing I will be doing after placing it like so, I will just go ahead to open up the lining. Then I will use my hemming gum. I will place my hemming gum in between the lining and the main fabric where I join the two together. I will place it carefully. I will just cut it and make sure I align the two together like so. The part that I joined, both the main fabric and the lining, I will cover it with the lining. Then I will take it to my ironing table, and I will press it with hot iron so that the two will hold together, so that we have a very neat work in this area. Okay, so that instead of the lining to be jumping here and there, or when I wear my outfit they will be seeing the lining. So I don't want that. So I use the hemming gun to hold these two together. You can see I've done that. I've ironed it. You can see how neat it is. I didn't even touch stitch it. I just used the hemming gun to hold down the two together. You can see the front part is well placed well. You will not be able to see any lining through the skin net. You will not be able to see it because I hold the two together. So the next thing I will be doing here is for the side. I will bring the lining and the main fabric, and I will take it to my sewing machine, and I will hold the two together. I will join the two together like so. So guys, I've done that. I've ironed it, and I also done that to the back as well. You can see I've done that. I've ironed it as well. You can see that I had to stitch the down part. Okay, this is the back. So let me take this one aside, and the front, let me bring the down part of the gown. This is the down part. I've also lined it. You can see how it looks like. I've lining it as well. You can see the side. I've lined it and I ironed it. I also um hold my dart intake. I hold my darts. I know you understand what I mean. So now the next thing I will be doing, I will just place, I will fold the bottom part like this. So after folding, I will bring out the upper parts, because I stitched the down part of the upper parts. You understand? So guys, I place the upper parts on it like this. So I measure the side equal, while the other side, the center front, I place it accordingly. You are seeing what I'm doing. I place it accordingly, according to the line. Okay, then I will first of all pin it. So I will make sure the two align very well like so. Then I will first of all pin it. I will pin it. I will hold the two together so that when I'm cutting, I won't cut wrong parts. So you know this is not a pattern paper, it's the main fabric. So you don't want to have any mistake here at all. So you need to cut it carefully So that is why I'm pinning it down, so that after pinning I will use a chalk. I'll just bring out a chalk to mark the line. I will trace out the upper parts on the down parts. I don't know if you understand. I'll just trace it like so. So guys, after tracing, I'll make sure the chalk is pronounced very well. Then after tracing, I will now remove the pin. So I've removed the pin and I removed the upper part. So now I will still pin the part. That part I will hold this down part together so that when I'm cutting it won't be shifting here and there. So I will first of all pin it down first. So after pinning, I will just take a I will take a chalk to mark half an inch for my seam allowance. Okay, I will mark half an inch. This half an inch is where I will use to join both the down part and the upper part together. Okay, so after marking like so, I will just trim out the new parts that I cut, the new parts that I mark. You understand? The new part that I mark, that is where I will cut out. So I will just cut it out like so. So after cutting, this is how it looks like. Then I will remove the pin. I will just remove the pin. So after removing the pin, I will open it up and this is how it looks like. Then I will take it to my sewing machine to hold it down. So I've stitched the parts together like so. Then now the next thing I will be doing is to join the upper part to the lower part, to the down parts. So before I will do that, on the middle here, I will notch it. I will notch it to where my stitch is. As in, I will notch it, just a little notch. I will notch it like so. Then for this other part here, the upper part, I will also notch it as well. Then after notching, I will correspond these two together and take one part of the notch and hold the two together. One part of the notch for the down part and one part of the notch for the upper part. I will pin it first. I will first of all pin it. After pinning this first side, I will pin the other side. So after pinning the first side, so I will just take the other side that I notch, the other side, I will pin the other side together as well. I will pin it too. So guys, after pinning, I will just open it up to see what I have. This is exactly what I want. So guys, now I will take it to my sewing machine and sew it according to what I pin. So guys, I've sewed it. This is how it looks like. You see how neat it is. This is how it looks like. So guys, I will just go ahead to turn it so that you can see the inside. You can see the inside is very neat. You can see very neat and fine, beautiful. So guys, the next thing I will be doing here is to bring the back. Then I will just go ahead to join my shoulder. So like I always do, I first of all bring the front neck, the front shoulder to match with the back. Then I will use the lining of the back to wrap it. Then I will just sew with half an inch. Okay, I will sew it half an inch. So guys, I've sewed it. This how it looks like. You can see how neat it is. You can see the sides. It's very neat. No trace of sewing there. So that is it. So the next thing I will be doing is to bring out the the down part, then I will join these two together, right side meeting right side. Make sure you align it very well. Then I'll just take it to my sewing machine and run a stitch 1/2 inch together, joining them together like so. So guys, I've joined it. This is how it looks like after joining. You can see how beautiful it is. So guys, the next thing I will be doing is to join these two back together like this. I will make sure I joined it very well, so the two back correspond with each other like so. Then after properly joined it there together, the next thing I will be doing is to bring out my tape. So then I will measure where my zip will continue from the down part. Okay, I will, from the waist, I will come down by 9 inches. So I will now mark the 9 inches. That is where my zip will stop at the bottom part. Then from that 9 inches, I will come in by 1 inches. That's the zipper allowance I gave for the down part. So I will just mark my 1 inches down to where my slit will start from. So my slit, I will just mark 6 inches from this part to the down part, 6 inches. That is how long I want my slit to be. So I will just mark the 1 inches to correspond to the end line like so. So I will just connect the lines together like so. Then I will take it to my sewing machine and run a stitch neatly there. So guys, I've done that and I've opened it up and ironed it very well, just the way you're seeing it now. So guys, you can see how neat it is. You can see that. So guys, the next thing I will be doing here is to insert my sleeve. So guys, I've insert my sleeve. This is my sleeve. So now after that, I will just turn this wrong to the wrong side like so, to join the two together, the back and the front together. So I will just do it like this. I will turn it like this. Then I gave 2 inches seam allowance. Then I will use that 2 inches seam allowance to hold down. I will use the 2 inches seam allowance that I gave. I will use it to hold it. I don't know if you understand me. I gave 2 inches seam allowance on my pattern paper. So that is a 2 inches seam allowance that I gave. I will use it to hold it down. Okay. So guys, I've done that. You can see how it is. You can see that I've joined both sides together. You can see the other side, very neat. You can see the bust area is very neat as well. So you can see the back part. I haven't added my zipper. So the next thing I will be doing is to add my zipper to this part here. So after adding my zipper, our gown is ready. So guys, let me just go and come back. So guys, this is the zipper. I've added my zipper to it. You can see how beautiful and neat it is. You can see my slit. The slit, very fine, very beautiful. You can see. Alright guys, this is the end of this video. I will just go ahead to show us how it looks like. So guys, if you enjoyed this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you learned 1 or 2 things from this video, please give it a thumbs up as well, and comment. Also share this video to your loved ones, to anyone that have been looking for this opportunity to learn a corset. Share it to as many as you want. So guys, this is the outcome of the gown. You see me wearing it, very beautiful, and it's very okay. So guys, please, if you have not subscribed, please subscribe, turn on the notification bell so that you will see more of my videos. Alright guys, this is the end. Bye. See you in my next video.